A lot of Boruto fights are insane, like this one here, but I feel like they get overlooked due to the series getting a bad rep from its large amounts of filler. Despite this, I always found Boruto pretty entertaining at times, and almost as good as the original series, when it was going over the manga content. So I decided to rank every fight in the series, excluding filler and training fights. I'll also be touching on some of the main anime canon fights, as they also have some great fights as well. Kicking off this list is the fight between Boruto and Mitsuki versus a beast accompanied by the class rep. I don't remember much about this arc, but I do remember enjoying this fight when it first aired. It gave us a look at Boruto's Jogan and some of its abilities. It also had some pretty good animation and choreography. I think I was feeling Mitsuki's part a bit more since he was still an enigma at the time. The fight ends on a classic Talk no Jutsu as Boruto inspires their classmate. A solid intro fight that earns a C rank. Next is the battle between Shin Uchiha and Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. The fight begins with Naruto and Sasuke going easy on them while they try to figure out their abilities. However, both Naruto and Sasuke get stabbed in the process. What's funny to me is how in Naruto, characters get stabbed constantly and they act like it doesn't hurt or they don't have vital spots. Well, I guess Neji is the exception. Rest in peace. But anyways, Sakura comes charging in and both her and Sarada get teleported away, leaving this fight in F tier. But then it picks up when it's just Sakura versus Shin. I'm not the biggest fan of her, but man, the animators did her justice. The animators went crazy with the fluid choreography here, and it looks gorgeous. Shin sliding down these pipes was an amazing set piece, and Sakura launching that pillar along with the bomb was crazy. With some big 3 teamwork at the end, they take down Shin and his kids end up finishing the job. This part of the fight deserves all the praise for the action-packed animation and emotion. Sakura came through with her hands, making this an S tier fight. Orochimaru versus Mitsuki's brother Log is a beautifully animated sword duel. We also get the big reveal of Mitsuki's Sage Mode, making him far more intriguing. The slick back and forth swordplay is a visual treat, and Mitsuki unveiling his trump card was a standout moment. Though brief, this fight stuck with me through the well-done action and memorable Sage Mode tease. I'll rank this a solid B tier fight. Now, we get to the fight between Kinshiki and Sasuke, and the fight is almost identical to the movie version. It has some really good animation and nice visuals. Also, seeing more Otsutsukis that are a threat to Naruto and Sasuke raises the stakes for future battles. The only thing bad about this fight is it's like a minute long and ends abruptly. I'll put this fight in B tier. First in the Chunin exams is Boruto versus this Bubble guy. They trade blows until Bubble Boy surrounds himself with, well, bubbles. Desperate, Boruto cheats with his ninja tool to secure the W. Nothing crazy animation-wise. Just establishes Boruto's character flaws that will change later. D tier. Next is Shikadai versus Yodo. A more strategic fight as Shikadai tries to figure her out. He realizes her hearing, not eyesight, is incredible. He sets off explosions to mask his shadow paralysis jutsu for the win. I like this more than Boruto's fight, but still D tier. After this is Cho Cho versus Shinki. This is a one-sided beatdown as Shinki mocks her. Cho Cho yaps about chips and tries human boulder, but unfortunately fails. Shinki takes the easy win. D tier for the chips nonsense. Finally, it's Boruto versus Shikadai. Like the movie, Boruto gets caught in paralysis jutsu. He cheats again, but unlike the film, he uses a shadow clone to break free and win. I think they made this change to better characterize Shinki, but for the fight itself, it's nothing major, just like the others, so it'll go in D tier too. Sarada versus this guy is a lackluster fight with noticeably worse animation in some parts of the fight. Sarada struggles against his weird, unpredictable movements until she realizes he's a puppet being controlled by someone outside the ring. He's disqualified after this, giving Sarada the win, but in F tier ranking. Next is the anticipated fight between Mitsuki and Shinki. To me, this is the most entertaining fight so far in these exams. The animation is solid, and the dynamic between the two is interesting enough. Shinki also gives off a bit of old-school Garo vibes in this fight as well. This fight does end very anticlimactic, despite hinting at Sage Mode. Still, a solid C tier for the visuals. Now for the three-way fight that quickly becomes a 2 versus 1. We have Boruto, Shinki, and Sarada. My question is, why do they have this guy Shinki so overpowered? He was beating them effortlessly, even leaving Sarada like this. Anyways, Boruto decides to cheat once again, but what's funny is how obvious it is. He decides to use a purple lightning attack, and everyone knows he's not strong enough to pull something like that off. He wins, only for Naruto to catch his lame cheat. I'll put this fight in C tier above the previous one. Now, it's the climactic fight with Boruto, Naruto, and Sasuke versus Momoshiki. Who said the anime can't do better than the movie? This battle takes the excellent movie fight and amplifies it to new levels of greatness. Even Momoshiki's character design received an upgrade in the anime. The fight begins with the Kages, including Naruto, getting decimated by Momoshiki's overwhelming power. However, Naruto and Sasuke quickly get serious, tapping into their strongest forms. What follows is some of the most impressive hand-to-hand taijutsu action ever animated in the Naruto franchise, with extra flair added in the anime. The phenomenal soundtrack adds to the adrenaline as Naruto and Sasuke demonstrate jaw-dropping combination attacks. Specific iconic moments include Naruto emerging from Sasuke's shuriken, the synchronized assaults from multiple angles, and the immensely destructive planetary devastation. The second phase shows Naruto and Sasuke battling within the armored Nine-Tails chakra mode that offers over-the-top visuals. At last, Boruto enters the fray, creating a giant Rasengan powered up by Naruto's chakra. A touching scene shows Naruto's history flowing into the Rasengan, helping Boruto comprehend his father's past struggles and growth. Using clever strategy, Boruto and Sasuke coordinate to land a mighty blow that defeats Momoshiki in an immense explosion, albeit creating consequences for the future. This fight earned accolades as one of the greatest in anime and remains one of the most viewed on YouTube. Without a doubt, it secures its place in the Z tier. Also, like and subscribe if you're enjoying the video so far. Team Konohamaru vs Jugo is probably Konohamaru's best Boruto fight. He shines with slick taijutsu before Jugo absorbs his chakra. Despite being caught, Konohamaru makes a huge Rasengan, nailing Jugo for the win. This brief clash redeems Konohamaru a bit through great animation. For doing Konohamaru justice with well-animated action, I'll rate this a solid B-tier fight. Next is the fight between Mirai and Ryuki, who is just a Hidan copycat. The fight is mostly her trying not to get stabbed by Ryuki to avoid his blood ritual, but gets immobilized anyway. However, it turns out to be genjutsu and she one-shots him. I'll place this in D tier. The battle against Urashiki and the gangs is an underrated fight in a fun, nostalgic arc. Seeing kid versions of OG cast and Jiraiya interacting with Boruto and older Sasuke provided some great throwback moments. When the fight begins, we get a solid start with Naruto, Boruto, and Jiraiya teaming up against Urashiki. Things really escalate once Urashiki transforms and overwhelms the others, leading a furious Nine-Tails cloak Naruto to lose control. Boruto snaps him out of the Berserker Rage with a classic Talk no Jutsu. Bringing things full circle, Naruto and Boruto combine their Rasengan together, just like against Momoshiki. With help from Jiraiya and Sasuke landing the decisive blow, Urashiki is defeated through their coordinated efforts. For both the nostalgia rush and well-executed clash of generations, this one deserves an A-tier ranking in my book. Next is Boruto vs Shojoji's solid clash with good visuals, especially the finishing Rasengan. We get foreshadowing too, as Boruto's karma mark evolves then reverts, teasing future events. I'll give this a C tier for the slick energy and preview of karma powers. Team 7's scrap with Deepa was very entertaining thanks to his intriguing powers. The animation and visuals really delivered too. Right away, Deepa's bizarre abilities kept Team 7 off balance despite their best efforts. Even with reinforcements from Mitsuki and Sarada unlocking her second Tomoe, Deepa continued overwhelming them through the fight's back and forth flow. Yet their determination and bonding as a team ultimately allowed Team 7 to gain the upper hand. In the end, they managed to adapt to Deepa's powers by creating a compressed Rasengan, one of the best looking Rasengan variants in my opinion. I'd rank this fight as a solid A-tier battle. Now, the fight between the gang and Ao. It starts slow, but it reveals a few new things. It also shows Ao is a traitor, and one of the characters ends up dying, which was sad to see when I first watched it. However, it picks up when they start to strategize an attack a few episodes later. One standout moment is when Ao pulls out his drones and Boruto takes them down, following it up with a visually nice water jutsu. This section is short, but the animation quality is a lot better than most of the fight itself. Overall, a B-tier clash carried by the nice animation when Boruto goes crazy. Next is Kashin Koji vs Konohamaru, a short one-sided beatdown introducing this Kara member's overwhelming might. He demonstrates his dominance over Konohamaru with ease. To cap it off, we see Boruto utilize more karma abilities towards the end. I'll rank this C tier. Now we get to one of the best fights, Kawaki vs Garo. This episode is fire. Even Konohamaru gets a fresh cut. The animation, visuals, and choreography are beautiful with a huge budget. It's our first look at Kawaki throwing hands, and the animators went crazy establishing him. At first, they seem evenly matched, but eventually Kawaki can't damage Garo and starts losing. This forces Kawaki to activate his karma and punch a lethal hole through Garo. After the hilarious line, "Please don't just stop!"
You know, your breath stinks.
Kawaki obliterates him completely with a massive blast. This amazingly animated fight is a hot introduction to Kawaki as a key character. The non-stop action earns this an easy Z-tier ranking. Kawaki's sheer power is displayed through movie-quality visuals. Naruto vs. Delta has old school versus new school vibes. Ninja vs. sci-fi too. At first, Naruto seems to lose, but it's a ruse to get Delta's plan. A strategy that usually works in anime. Then the intense clash begins. They trade a volley of attacks with slick animation. This fight also shows Kawaki saving Naruto and Himawari, showcasing his growing fondness for the family. The massive Rasengan at the end is a solid finish as well. I'll rank this in A tier. Now, we get to the epic clash between Naruto and Sasuke versus Jigen. Last time they went all out, they dominated their opponent. This fight sees our heroes overwhelmed in combat for the first time since attaining Six Paths power. Initially, Jigen effortlessly demolishes dozens of Naruto's clones simultaneously while barely trying. Through sharp observation, Sasuke gathers intel on Jigen's formidable abilities and motives. However, once Jigen stops holding back and transforms into his mightiest state, the intensity skyrockets to unprecedented levels. A stunning scene occurs when a full-powered Naruto and Sasuke stand ready in their majestic avatars, only for Jigen to stare them down utterly unimpressed. This establishes the stark gap between them. What follows is a visual splendor of Jigen adeptly flying around the arena, dodging their attacks while precisely countering. The choreography and animation are sublime, as Jigen humiliates Naruto and Sasuke, knocking them violently out of their avatars and leaving them prone. This is the first definitive defeat they've suffered in ages, affirming Jigen's supremacy. Cracks in Jigen's body from overexertion reveals his desperation to acquire Kawaki quickly. In a poignant moment, Sasuke teleports away after Naruto tells him to leave before Jigen seals both of them away. He does so, and Naruto is the one to get sealed, making for an emotional moment. This fight undoubtedly merits Z-tier status for the story significance, visual spectacle, emotive storytelling, and sheer demonstration of power. The stakes have irreversibly changed going forward. The fight between the gang and Boro is a tactical one. Initially, Boro proves resilient as the gang attack full force, leading them to retreat and come up with a new strategy. Appointing Sarada as a leader due to her keen intellect, they launch a coordinated assault that blows the top half of Boro's body completely off. However, his shocking regenerative abilities quickly restore him. Kawaki cleverly formulates a plan for Sarada to locate and destroy Boro's core that enables his regeneration. The team gives her an opening, allowing Sarada to channel her training with Sasuke and destroy the core with a perfectly executed Chidori. The visual spectacle of the Chidori piercing Boro's chest is fantastic. Right before, Boruto had launched an unseen Rasengan to obliterate Boro's arm, showcasing flawless teamwork. Mutating into a grotesque giant version of himself, Boro pummels Boruto viciously into the ground. But Boruto dramatically arises in the form of Borushiki, with Momoshiki possessing his body through karma. Calling Boro an inferior creature, Borushiki shreds his arm and annihilates him with a colossal Rasengan. This battle deserves S-tier status for displaying the new Team 7's brilliance and growth in battling a formidable Akatsuki-level foe. The Borushiki reveal was hugely hyped, and the animation delivered thrilling sequences. The clash between Jigen and Kashin Koji proves less about the fight itself and more about the crucial lore dumps during it. While they exchange blows, Amato explains everything from the Otsutsuki clan's motives, karma seals, Ten Tails' origins, and the truth about Jigen and Isshiki. The fight feels secondary to the vital exposition revealed through Amato. However, this background knowledge anchors the power escalation moving forward. For the wealth of world building alone, I'd rank this a B-tier fight even if the action itself is merely decent. Next is Isshikis Rampage after effortlessly defeating Koji and mockingly drinking wine over his body. He blasts through familiar faces from Naruto's era before Naruto and Sasuke arrive. Their attempted ambush fails, but Boruto teleports Isshiki away and they follow. Despite its brevity, the tension is palpable, with the stakes at a breaking point. This feels like the calm before the storm. For the gravity alone, I'd rank this a C-tier battle. The long-awaited confrontation with Isshiki lives up to the hype in spectacular fashion. Initially, Isshiki embarrasses Naruto and Sasuke by ragdolling them around, even using Sasuke as a makeshift skateboard by grinding his face along the ground. After breaking Boruto's arm and back, Naruto unleashes his new trump card, Baryon Mode. The raw power of this form is immediately demonstrated as Naruto casually defends against Isshiki's blistering speed and strikes. Not to mention this devastating punch here. The taijutsu exchanges are sublime, including a sequence where Naruto uses the exact same combo on Isshiki that he used on Sasuke during their climactic battle. He follows up with a massive Rasengan that creates a visual spectacle. After that, Naruto straight boxes Isshiki, and it's hilarious seeing Naruto land crushing blows to Ishiki's head. However, the finite nature of Baryon Mode begins taking its toll on Naruto, allowing Isshiki to regain control and teleporting Kawaki to their location. With Kawaki attempting to evade capture, Sasuke and Naruto continues to try and distract him. Ultimately, Kawaki is able to create an opening using a shadow clone that leads to Isshiki's long-awaited defeat. This fight contains all the elements: gorgeous animation, flawless choreography, savage trash talk, emotional storytelling, and legacy moments from Naruto's new power before the bittersweet ending. Of course, the saddest moment occurs afterwards when Kurama nobly sacrifices himself due to the effects of Baryon Mode. This heartbreaking scene cements this fight as an easy Z-tier that redefines the Boruto series, an instant classic. The fight between Sasuke and Kawaki against Borushiki was unnecessarily infuriating. It begins with Sasuke losing his Rinnegan before Kawaki confronts Borushiki. Their confrontation is marked by fast-paced and some nice taijutsu choreography as Kawaki tries to reach Boruto within. Borushiki eventually launches a vanishing Rasengan at Sasuke, catching him off guard. This forces Kawaki to set himself ablaze so that Borushiki is compelled to absorb the flames, momentarily waking Boruto up. Boruto seizes the opportunity to sever Momoshiki's horn, reverting back to himself and ending the fight. The amount of time Sasuke was disrespected was too much in these fights, but looking at the fight in isolation, Kawaki's desperate struggle against Borushiki was engaging despite its brevity. I'll put this one in B tier. Next is the fight between this dinosaur and Sasuke. This is very random to me since I stopped watching the series after the defeat of Isshiki, but the fight is nothing special. Just Sasuke taking down a dinosaur, pretty average stuff. F tier. More dino fights with Sasuke? I won't waste time analyzing these. Still strange plot-wise, but it's better than the previous one. D tier. The battle between Code and the duo of Boruto and Kawaki brings an intriguing new development. Boruto reveals a new karma form where he can harness Borushiki's might while retaining control of his consciousness. Despite my story confusion from dropping the series after Isshiki's defeat, this fight's reveal hooked me back in. Seeing Boruto master this powerful state shows his growth. The animation quality is solid, if not spectacular, but the clash of abilities is entertaining, with Code employing his unique teleportation and claw skills against the combo of Boruto's calculated Borushiki form and Kawaki's moveset. For unveiling a new karma form through an evenly matched battle filled with strategy, I'll give this one a B tier. Borushiki and Kawaki is the climactic battle of the series, hence why all the budget went to this fight instead of the previous. Initially, Borushiki dominates the battle until Kawaki absorbs a massive Rasengan through his Karma Seal, also gaining access to Isshiki's oversized cube creation. What follows is sublime hand-to-hand taijutsu choreography, including a callback to Sasuke utilizing Naruto's hands for a fire jutsu during their final battle. The bout intensifies as they fight atop one of the cubes, displaying more insane hand-to-hand combat. Not to mention this crazy scene with Boruto flying around with the Rasengan. The dazzling visuals and smooth animation of this sequence are truly breathtaking. The battle concludes with Kawaki piercing straight through Boruto, seemingly killing him to stop his uncontrolled transformations. This emotionally impactful ending caps off a phenomenal S-tier fight marked by its movie-quality animation, nostalgic choreography callbacks, over-the-top visual spectacle, and significant story implications. Kawaki vs. Code is a short fight but has some nice animation and pretty good choreography. It somewhat introduces Damon to the group as he casually knocks out Kawaki and confidently wanting to take the rest of the group on. However, he leaves and so does Code, ending the fight. I'll put this short fight in B tier. And that wraps up every fight in Boruto, at least until the series comes back. It was fun making this video, going back and rewatching each battle. If you enjoyed this content, remember to like and subscribe. Also, check out my other videos. See you there.